You know, one of the many reasons that I love scrapbooking is because it allows me to put my own personal touch with my photos. Now, they can be a little intimidating, you know, if you feel like you're not being an artist and all this kind of stuff, but Stacy Julian has a fantastic idea for how to make scrapbooking quick, easy, and beautiful.
Now, I take pride in making this doable for people. Let me tell you. And you know what? If you're a person with lots of pictures and not a lot of time, pay attention.
Who isn't?
Pay attention right now.
So you brought this page, right?
I brought that page because this is so fun. I just had these pictures of my studio and I thought I want to scrapbook them. And it was just one of those moments where it came together super fast. And I'm like, did I just make a page in 15 minutes?
I don't think the 15-minute page is ever possible.
I mean, you know, like, okay, half an hour. But it literally was so fast. I even painted the edges and I'm like, that was awesome. You know, so I thought, okay, so I'm going to study this. What exactly happened and how do I repeat it? Because that's one of the best strategies.
This is where I think you're so brilliant, because often I find that if you have something successful, you're like, oh great, I'm going to figure out a way to make that replicable and do it every time.
Yes.
So give me the secret.
Okay, here's the secret. So you start with this really blank, overwhelming 12 by 12 page, right? And then you just divide it up. So I cut these strips just to show you visually, but every 12 by 12 page is simply three 4-inch strips.
And of course, because photos are 4 by 6. 4
by 6, and very often you can trim them to 4 by 4. And so when I look at my page, like, so now I'm going to remove them, and I look at this page and I go, that's not so scary. I'm just going to fill in my strips with photos, okay? So I have these photos. I love the month of May. First of all, it's my birthday month. Second of all, there's flowers everywhere.
Mother's Day is always in
Mother's
May.
Day, exactly. And so I just have, these are all flowers, and my husband's a big flower guy.
These are beautiful.
Aren't they pretty? These are all in bloom during the month of May at my house, okay? So
Lucky you.
So I just print them. These I printed on my little printer at home. They turn out great. And then the trick is to start in the corners. Okay, and I'm not actually gonna stick them down. I should do it this way, huh? This one, now this is I wanted to show you this. This is tricky. What if I want to go this way? It's okay.
Oh, because that doesn't operate with the strip rule.
Right, I cut into that strip. It's okay. I'm going to work around it, okay?
But you know what's interesting is you are kind of working into the strip rule if you think of the strip going this way. So actually it's more like a grid where you have strips going both ways at the same time. Brilliant.
Yes. And that is why you were the host, because exactly. It was brilliant, right? Okay, and so, but once I get all these photos down, and you can tell, I'm like, oh, well, I don't really have room for that full photo, but you know what? I'll just cut a little section of it. The other thing I try to do is put colors in opposite locations. I just think it pulls the page together better.
Yeah, because it makes your eye move around the page as opposed to getting stuck somewhere. But here's the question I have, which is I'm looking at your finished one, and this is yellow, but you have the white background. So did you start with a different piece of paper?
This is the other thing that makes this page, this formula, so easy. These are literally scraps that I pulled out of my scrap file. Not even
your scraps
full sheets
look
of
very
paper.
Clean and nice. My scraps are always like crumpled.
Well, you would do something cool.
sad.
You know, you could cut up your, your art and put it in. But so I stick everything down, and I literally just fill in the gaps.
Are you measuring the gaps to determine how to place the paper?
I don't even have a ruler. I do have one, but I don't, I seriously just go, okay, look, there's a gap right there. I don't want the whole thing to be yellow. You know what I mean? So I'll just put a little bit of that, and then it's probably about an inch. I really just, and you can tell there's gaps. I don't care about gaps.
There you go. And you know what, again, like I didn't even notice those gaps until you pointed them out. And I think that's the thing about scrapbooking is we all think sometimes if everybody's gonna be like, there's a mistake, but nobody notices. What they really are looking at is the beautiful photos. And
you want it to look homemade. I'm sorry, that's why we do this, right?
Why would you scrapbook unless you wanted it to look homemade?
Exactly. There are usually gaps here, and so that's where, and I want to show you a couple of the pages if we have time. But I just use strips of ribbon or washi or whatever.
To fill the gap, which makes total sense. And then I know you have embellishments. I'm wondering, because you also have some good ideas. I notice you have a bunch of little embellishments here and then one big one there. Will you tell us a little bit about that logic behind that?
I will. So, and I love to just put titles, embellishments right on top of the page, on top of the photo. And that, again, it's leading your eye, right? So this is May. This is what May looks like in my backyard, okay? May, there's your big embellishment. And then I think from there, then your eye goes back down to here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I've got a little ticket, and I'm just going to write who, my husband's responsible, where, backyard, when, May. And a little cute little geotag, and I can write a little bit of journaling right there.
That's perfect. I love that you've left those spaces for journaling. And because again, that's one of the things that defines a scrapbook as opposed to a photo album, and it's your personal touch always.
Adding those touches. And then the thing that's so fun is I literally have, look how many times I followed this formula.
The thing that I noticed looking at these is how much wonderful creativity, like again, it's easy because you've got your thing divided.
Is so easy. Yep.
But, you know, if you look, for instance, here, this one, the title is on a single sheet of paper as opposed to being on top of the photo.
Correct.
I notice, you know, this has a really dimensional embellishment, which is really, really cool. And look, is that even a felt
It's my little
heart
felt
down
heart.
there?
I have like 20 of those
love
because I like them so
that.
much. Yeah, it's true.
And then again, over here, you left a lot more space that has journaling and paper. So it works whether you have a lot of photos or just a few. I love it, Stacy, and I'm gonna have to give it a try.